to get here at the last minute. Hi everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? Whew. So I'm a few minutes late. At the last minute, a friend called and needed some technical support on their computers. So I was like, oh, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Well, hello, Bob. How you doing? Hello, hello. Oh, I had all kinds of things planned, and that last minute phone call just put a snag in everything. And I was going to represent Bob with the brisket and Corey with the tacos. Today was Taco Tuesday, everybody. Well, welcome Niecy and Victor and Dean and Lumpy Dog and Nick Richards and Finn Time and Corona Ken and Jeff Tanks My Way. Kayla's in the house. Good to have everybody with us. Don't forget to well, let me leave things alone. It must be hot. Pulled back hairdo. Yep. And I haven't gotten to the hairdresser yet. No, because I want to get some of this cut off and get it layered back around my face again. But this week is so crazy. Just before Mother's Day, I wanted to have it done before Mother's Day, but it may and it may not get done. Well, let me see how hot it is today. Here in Birmingham, it is 85. Anybody jealous? Kayla, what you got? Dean says, hello, fish fam. Well, I hope y'all like the title of my stream tonight, Life of the Fish Keeper. I still want to set up a picture. Let me see. Let me put it in the intermission. I'll be back. Hang in there. Let me see if I can find my picture. It looks crazy. Maybe I shouldn't show it. Oh, like I said, I had some plans. But they fell through. So let me see. Nope, can't find it. Okay. Back to the main scene. I'm back. Hello, Jeremy. Hello, Huber's Aquatics. You're welcome for subbing. Check everybody's channel out. Support, subscribe, watch some of their videos, click like, share those videos, and leave comments. Let's support one another in this fish fam. You're welcome. Yeah, Life of the Fish Keeper. Everybody has a different story to tell, and last night was one of the saddest moments of my life keeping fish. And I'm going to try not to cry and break down on you guys. As you know, those that have been following me, I've been going through a internal bacteria infection causing dropsy and death in mostly my females, but now my males are beginning to bloat and die. And so last night I actually put about 50 fish to sleep humanely as much as possible. And I cleaned out most of my tanks and sterilized them, and I'm keeping not daily, but you know, I'm keeping a watch daily on water perimeters. Sometimes my nitrates are still between 40, right at 40 ppms. So I'm trying to do 10% to 25% water changes daily in those tanks to actually get the nitrate levels back under control. Thanks, Jeremy. Yes, big hugs. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, I feel it. I feel it. I'm excited though. I've got good news, and I have, in this hobby, sometimes it's better to get rid of the problem because it's ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. And one of my problems was I actually got the MTS, multiple tank syndrome, and I grew too fast. I grew fat. Let's see. I grew too big too fast. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And it was because of raising live bearers. And to be a responsible live bearer keeper, you have to realize you've got to have some place to cull your fish, or you've got to keep getting tank after tank after tank. And, sometimes that's not feasible. And in my position, I'm limited on space, even though I have a big house. My office has turned into the fish room, and now the playroom downstairs for the grandsons has turned into a fish room. And they told me yesterday, thanks, Bob, for that love. Thank you, everyone, for the love. Lumpy dog. But they told me yesterday that they're going to do a surprise visit this weekend. Some are coming out of town and for Mother's Day. And I'm like, great. That means I have to stop what I'm doing in my fish room. I have to start washing sheets. I have to start vacuuming. I have to start cleaning because I wasn't expecting guests. Even though they're family, they're still guests. So I didn't really stop what I was doing. Yesterday, I did a lot of water changes, and I was on several live streams, Jeremy's and Brian's and Shishimi's and Corey's and Bob's. No, was Bob on yesterday? Yeah, I think everybody was on yesterday. And so I caught several live streams yesterday, and I'm getting ready to receive a beautiful mosaic half moon trio, what I have purchased from a fellow fish fam member, and I won't reveal the name right now because I'm going to do an unboxing when they come in tomorrow. So we're hoping and praying that all three of them have made the trip and that I won't kill them. So I've been preparing this 5-gallon right here. This tank has been completely broken down 3 to 4 weeks ago. It was bleached. It was rinsed very well. It was washed with a bleach mixture. It wasn't full bleach, but I did rinse it also. I rinsed the substrate. I did not wash off my decor. I left my decor with the beneficial bacteria that was on them. So I broke it down completely, and I've been cycling it, and I think it was Corona no, it was Combs that told me last night, you know what you're supposed to do, and then sometimes under the stress, you just draw a blank. And he said I would take some media, established media, and squeeze it into that tank, and I would automatically go into a cycle. And he suggested to get some media out of my goldfish pond. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even think about it because that's not infected with any bacteria. He did say, he also suggested out of one of my guppy tanks. Well, since my guppy tanks are questionable as to whether there's a bug in there or not, I decided to take my filter media out of my hang on the back filter on my mini pond and squeeze it out in here. And I've been taking water perimeters. And this morning, my nitrates were a little high. I have no ammonia and I have no nitrates. So I know it's cycling. And because my nitrates were right at 40 ppms, I went ahead and did another, let's see, that's a 5 gallon, and I took out 2 gallons. So is that, it's not 50, about 40%. I did a 40% water change. And so in the morning, I will do another test to see where the nitrates are at. And I added the heater. So I'm awaiting the arrival of my new babies. I have kept my, let's see, a couple juvenile, which are the first generation from the tuxedo dragons, and of course most of them are snakeskin pattern, but they have, I think Bob said he likes, was it Bob or Corey that said they like the square tail, and I have a couple square tails in there, and as they mature, I'm hoping that their tail doesn't get much longer, but I'm hoping that their body gets a little longer. So let me quit talking for a few minutes and check out the chat. Everybody was saying hi and thanks for the subs and sorry for my losses. And yeah, it's tough being responsible, but I'd rather be responsible and cull and euthanize what I need to euthanize in order to keep the strains pure and healthy. And it took me 3 weeks to do it, but I did it all last night because I'm expecting the trio to come in tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. And, you know, I had to make that decision. But thank you all so much for your hugs and your love. Debbie Clayton says, sorry, Susan, I had to euthanize 2 goldfish and I was depressed for several weeks, but you will feel better in time. Yeah, I appreciate that, Debbie. I try to get over it as quickly as possible. And it's just like my dog that I had for over 11 years. I cried myself for about 48 to 72 hours when I came to the decision that his health had deteriorated past a good quality of living, and I had to make the decision. And the doctor was really nice, and at the last minute, we had a private room in order to do that. And he looked at me and he said, would you like me to check him out? And because I knew his history and I knew that look in my puppy's eye, I told him thank you, but no thank you. I've already gotten to this decision point and I need to make that decision happen. So I held him in my arms during the whole process, and it was really hard on my husband because I think it was the first time that he had ever gone through that situation. So the hardest part is being the responsible pet owner because they totally rely on us for their care and for their health and for their socialization. Of course, fish can't be socialized unless they're used to people coming and viewing them. And if you as a fish keeper have fish that you are able to actually handle, like large goldfish and koi and pacus, and I don't know if they bite you or anything, so David and Big J will have to tell me if they attack you or not. But, my guppies are used to me handling them. And I play with them with different tools like nets and little cups, like this little fruit cup right here. When I was selling, I have sold a few guppies out of my house, and I caught them with this fruit cup, and they of course came right into it. They weren't afraid of it. And the guy was so amazed. He said, I can't believe, I'm going to have to get me some of those fruit cups. And I said, and also get them used to you handling them, and they'll swim right into it. So, and my goldfish outside are just adorable. They come up with their mouths open, ready to eat, and eat right out of my hand. There's Big J. He's in the house. Yep, the 90-gallon is out. Busted seals. Oh no, that's not good. Jason, I'm sorry. Moving by Black Amazon Paku was HELL. I am so sorry, Big J. Hang in there. Hang in there. It busted seals. Whew. I wish you the best, and I hope for a quick recovery. Lumpy Dog says, on the bright side, you have the chance to rethink what you have and what you might want to keep. True. And I'm sure I euthanized some that I should have kept, but by the time you make the decision and you're scooping out 40 and 50 fish, you pretty much just have to make the best call. And for me, less is more right now. So I've got the wild fry downstairs with my corridors are breeding wonderfully. I have 3 new babies in my 20-gallon downstairs. I ought to just stick with corridors because they're doing it on their own. I don't have to do anything. Fish Person vlogs. How do I cull? Well, I have buckets, and I set up male and females. I cull bent spines, sick fish. I cull traits that I don't want to reproduce. And those are my three reasons for culling. Yeah, Jeremy's having told Jason that he was sorry to hear that also. Corona Ken says, after the new guppies arrive, are you going to treat them for parasites, ick, etc.? Yes, I am. I'm going to do exactly what Corey says to do. And that, I have the 3 meds that he uses, and that's the ick X. Okay? That is the General Cure by API. And I have the EM erythromycin, and I will follow the directions on the package. And I have backup media just in case it messes with the bioload, the beneficial bacteria. So yes, I'm ready for all of that, Corona Ken. Finn Time's asking Jason if the tank can be fixed. Patty's, Aqua World's leaking tanks are no fun. Big J says, I split the smaller fish into a 55 just until I get a bigger tank. Fish Person Vlog says, I just got 4 jewel cichlids. Awesome. Congratulations. Jason says, yeah, my wife made it. A bearded dragon tank. It's cool. I got another 55. I'll seal up and split them again. Good. You got a good game plan. The pickled plecostoma, I can't say that. I'll say TPP. So you culled all your guppies because they had bad colors. No. You're just catching up with me. And for the last couple months, I've been having internal bacterial issues due from a problem last summer that didn't get completely healed. They didn't get completely healed, and some of them became carriers of it. And So I'm mainly culling them for disease, and that's why I didn't take any of them to my local pet store, because I wanted to be responsible and not spread any bacterial infection. Debbie says goldfish are awesome. Mine eat out of my hand and get so excited whenever they see me. Food source. Yep, Debbie. Hi, April. She's saying hi to everyone. KP Aquariums is in the house. Hello. Debbie says hi, April. Fish person says see you later. Check out my GoFundMe to help Syrian refugees out. Yes, honey, I've already done that, and so share that information. Check out that website he's talking about. He has a video that you can watch, and on the description of that video, if you want to support, go and help support his GoFundMe account. It's also a school project, so help him out. All right, what else about life of the fish keeper? Fish keeping, like I said earlier, we are the caregivers, and we have a big responsibility, but it's not to be such a burden that. Have y'all lost me? Okay. It says OBS disconnected and reconnected successfully. I hope everything's okay. Ken's got to leave now. Look forward to the unboxing. Night all. Bye-bye, Ken. Thanks for coming by. Hello, Dead Boy in New York City. Hi, Susan. Hello, all. So being a fish keeper is our responsibility to take care of them and to keep them healthy, to keep their waters clean. And if infection and bad health should show up, it's our responsibility to take care of them and treat them to the best of our abilities. I've done my best, and my best was not good enough because I lacked information and experience. And since I've joined the Fish Fam community, in January of this year, I've learned a whole lot. I've gotten a lot of support. I was part of groups on Facebook, but as we find out on Facebook, there's so many judgmental people, so many people that really don't have the best advice for you. Not every group, but some groups don't have the best advice for you. And some of the advice that I followed did not help me, and some of it I did not follow that I should have followed. Now I know. Some people said when I had the Camellanus red parasite worm that was in my guppies, it either came in on a plant or came in some. I think it came in on a plant because, like I said, for almost a year and a half, I haven't bought too many store fish. So all of these are, babies that have grown up and reproduced, and that I've been selective in separating the males from the females, and I've been selective in my breeding. But anywho, some of the advice that I should have followed, I didn't follow. And since then, I've gained a lot of knowledge, more knowledge about the Leviathan HCI for that type of parasite. And you cannot stress water changes enough. Because I grew into too many tanks and did not cull my fish fast enough and take them to the local fish store. Some of mine was procrastination. It's time to be honest, and it's time to be upfront with people. I procrastinated taking my fish to the local fish store, mainly because I had a emotional attachment to these fry that were being born. And then when you see so many variables, you want to watch them grow out to see what strain trait shows up, what characteristic shows up. And so I wasn't being quick enough in separating them and dividing them and getting them to the local fish store. And I got too many tanks to take care of for myself and my regular busy schedule. So water changes were neglected. I didn't get to them every week. I may have been I was overfeeding and not doing enough water changes and gravel vacs. And so that raises the perimeters and puts them out of whack and weakens the fish's immune system. And then you get disease. So I've broken down a lot of my tanks, and I have not overstocked anything. The tank behind me right here, I believe only has 3 fish in it, and it's a 10-gallon. The one on the other side of me with my dragon trio has 3 fish in it, and then in the breeder box it has 1 little fry that I rescued from that female that was dying. And then back here in this 5, I have my neon tetras and a autosynclus and a nearite snail. And I'm excited about being more responsible and putting it within my range of responsibility. So, any questions? Let's see. Debbie says, I've been lurking forever, just getting brave enough to come out. Very good. Patty says, you're still good here. Thanks, Patty. April says hi to Debbie Clayton. And Debbie says, thanks, you guys seem like a close group. Yes, Debbie, the fish fam is very close, and we reach many different countries, and that's the beauty of it. I'm not going to start naming countries right now because I'm going to leave somebody out. So, but we are international fish family. Sergeant says, Debbie, glad to see you in the chat. Welcome to the fish fam. Thanks, Sergeant, for helping out there. I'm missing, let's see, Nisi's here. She's probably listening. Short and Anxious is not here. Priscilla's not here. I'm hoping Chris Gustin comes. Haven't seen him in a while. He's been out recovering and getting better and stronger. Mr. Science Geek is not here yet. Patty says, been in the hobby for years and still learning. Yes, honey, I think, Patty, that if we stop learning, that we hurt ourselves and we hurt others. It should be something we do and learn every day. Every day is a brand new day. Debbie Clayton says, I just had my first fry from some endlers. Congratulations. So exciting. First thing I do when coming home from work is check my babies. And thanks to Sergeant Tank. Dead Boy says, hiya, Debbie. Welcome. Dean says, like the live stream, everyone. Thanks, Dean. Spread the word. You know, this is not a Q&A because I don't know a lot of things about the hobby, but there's enough participants in the chat that can help you. I'm here to be a real hobbyist that has successes and has failures. I still may share some techniques with you guys that may be bloopers and errors, and y'all can help straighten us out and guide us. Terry Rigo, hello fish family. Welcome, Terry. Ruru 2's in the house. Hello, Ruru 2. Ruru 2 says, go feed your babies. The nerdy fish. Dead Boy, what's up? And then Dead Boy says, hello, Terry. Well, y'all, I started out, those that are just coming in, I'm not going to stay on it long, but I had a rough night last night because I had to euthanize over 50 fish. I started out with oils, and they became, you know, to me, suffering a little bit. So I went old school, and I put them in the deep freezer. So A lot of them did pass away with the oil, but I just didn't want to see them suffering. And even though some people will say, oh no, don't freeze them anymore, by the time you do 50 fish, sometimes you have to do something quick and less painful. I mean, it is painful. Death is painful. Um, Death is part of life. And then as a hobbyist, we have to make those decisions sometimes. Some people say just cut their heads off. Well, these are guppies. And by the time I sit here and do 50 heads, you know, I chose not to. And you can beat me up about it, but until you walk in those shoes, it's best to just, you know, support one another with positive things and let you know that it happens sometimes. Fin time, bandits. I need to make some more mods. Dean, I'm going to mod you, hon. You're such a supporter. Rurutu, behave yourself. I'm going to make you a mod. The nerdy fish, I'm going to make you a mod. Just a man and his fish. I keep fish as a passion and also an avid angler of carp and other species. All right, the nerdy fish. Be nice. Keep the room in order. Patty says, oh, Susan, you did the right thing and it's hard. Hugs. Girl, you're such a lifter upper and I appreciate it. Sergeant says, much love, Susan. You did the right thing. Thank you, guys. April's got to put dinner on, but I'll be listening. Okay, darling. Nisi, Debbie Clayton, welcome to the fish family. I'm sorry if we come off as anything other than supportive. Terry, I'm sorry, Susan. Debbie, I am sorry if I'm bringing in some negative tonight, honey. It's not this way all the time. Nerdy Fish says, woo-hoo, thanks, Susan. Like I said, I'm Big Mom, so if y'all get to misbehaving on the mod power, on the wrench power, I will demod you. I'm excited because Priscilla and Kayla and Abby and I did our first all-girls live stream on Sunday afternoon. And it was fun and it was exciting. You can go to Priscilla's channel and we got disconnected. So there's a 1 version and a 2.0 version. And I had to leave early too. But anyway, we had fun. The girls represented and we want to do it again. So any of you ladies in the house, send me your email at send me your emails at score48@yahoo.com. And the next time that we do a impromptu Google's Hangout live stream, the ladies are invited. I believe up to 10 can participate at one time. So bring your hobby, bring your fish keeping stories, bring your experiences, bring your disappointments, bring your fish stories, and we'll have fun. Patty says that would be fun. Yep. Debbie says, no, Susan, I understand. We're all here to support each other in difficult times. Thanks, Debbie. Yep. I appreciate that. We're here to support one another in difficult times of this hobby. And the most exciting part is that I am more open-minded now instead of just keeping guppies. Like I said, my peppered Corydora breed so well on their own, and I don't pull their eggs and try to mass produce them or anything so that I can sell them. I let nature take its course, because it's nature that they're even breeding, because I didn't know I had the right environment for them. They love water changes. They love um, the clear water. Since I've been keeping the water changed better, I'll wake up in the morning when the lights first come on and they're swimming and schooling all over the place, and that lets me know they're happy. Plus, I removed a couple males from one tank, and I think she was kind of ganged up. It is better to have 2 males to 1 female with peppered corridoras. I don't know about any other corridoras, but I've studied about that and found out how to sex them. I've gone to 3 different stores, so none of them are in the same family. So I should have good, long, strong strains of Corridora going, and I'm kind of excited about that. I have 3 tanks set up now with breeding trios, and they're breeding away. Electric water's in the house. What's up? Still looking beautiful, I see. I'm good. Nice weather here in Dublin last weekday. Thank you, Electric. Yeah, I've got my hair pulled back tonight. Most people have never seen me with my hair pulled back, but it's 85 degrees here in Birmingham, Alabama, and my hair's gotten too long to hang down around my neck, and I didn't move my fan close enough. The fish room's at 77 degrees, and I'm cooking. Ruru2 says, should I get a microscope to look at fish poop? Ruru2, if you want to get a microscope and look at fish poop, go right ahead. Maybe you can talk to Lucas at LR Brett's and see if that's necessary. Nisi, Electric, I'm glad. I'm about to have dinner, then off to watch my son graduate. Yay, Nisi, congratulations. I'm getting nervous energy out before seeing my stepkid's mother. Haha. Yep. You have all the right, because you've been there for them. Be nervous and be proud. It was lovely in Bonnie, Scotland today as well. Fin time. Oh, I just love it. I'm going to have to save this chat so that I can remember where everyone's from. Debbie, it's okay. My part of Alaska is cloudy and breezy, about 55 degrees. Oh, Nisi, I'd be sitting out on the front porch at 55 degrees. Let's see, Debbie Clayton, I have tried looking at scrapes under microscope, but I am terrible at it. Congrats, Nisi. Dead Boy says. Electric Water says, I set up a GoFundMe for myself to chase leprechauns and catch them to find the gold. Well, good luck, Electric Water. Nisi says, thank you, Dead Boy. Kid number 2 to survive high school. LOL. Yep, hang in there, Nisi. Pretty soon you'll be home alone. Ruru 2, sounds nice, Nisi. Put some tubs outside for summer. Oh, fin time. Debbie Clayton, Nisi, wow, that is not much cooler than here in Maryland. Oh, Debbie, I forgot you're in Maryland. That's old stomping, well, not old stomping grounds for me. I'm from Warrenton, Virginia, but when I went into the Army, I left through Maryland and flew out of Maryland into Alabama for my basic training. And then my family used to go to Colonial Beach and then cross the Potomac to a crab restaurant there in Maryland. I can't remember the town, but we would have crabs by the dozen back in the 70s, and I miss it. Nisi's got to get going. Thank you, baby. Be safe. Angelo's in the house. Hi, Angelo. Nisi, Aka, Susan, sending much love your way. Thank you, sweetheart. I receive it and I feel it. Dean says it's actually cloudy and drizzling in Southern California. Dean, it's raining in Southern California? It never rains. Tawny Moran. Hi, Tawny. Good to see you, honey. Welcome to the stream. The stream is the life of the fish keeper, and every fish keeper has their own story to tell. I started mine on a sad note, but I am getting picked up right quick. I don't know if Bob's still listening. Patty says, okay, I'm jealous of all the nice weather. It's 7 Celsius here and cloudy, state of emergency due to flooding, and I'm tired of sandbagging hard work. Oh, Patty, we are sending our love and prayers to you guys. What is 7 Celsius? Somebody help me out. I don't have a thermometer. Is that a little bit above freezing? I'm praying for everything to stop flooding. Tony says, hi, guys and gals. Will, Louisiana Cichlid. Awesome channel. Just subbed you. Sent over by Mixed African Cichlids and Jeep on Google+. Here from Myrtle Grove, Louisiana. Welcome, Will. And thank you for subbing. I will check out your channel and sub you back. Check out Will's channel, everyone, and subscribe. Awesome. Thank you, Will. Hey, how many we got here, everybody? Because my chat is scrolling. Let's see. Don't forget to click that like button. Okay, I missed somebody. Let's see. Dean, it never rains in Southern California, Jeff said. That's what I said. Shishimi says, for the lovely lady. Flowers for the lovely lady. Who are you talking about, Jimmy? Thank you. Where are you, Patty? Electric Waters in Ireland. Home of the leprechaun. Shishimi says, hi, dead boy. Patty says, Midden Hills, Ontario, Canada. Ontario, Canada is how us USA folks say it. Fintom says, Mr. Shishimi Whiskey. He's in the house. Dean says, hi, Angelo, Tawny, Patties, and Will, Louisiana. Shishimi says, hi, Fin Time. Jeff's Tank says, warm here in Tennessee as well. What part of Tennessee, Jeff? Are you close to Nashville? Ruru 2, Jimmy is here. Give him some candy. He'll be bouncing off the walls. Dean doesn't say hi to me anymore. That's awful. Did I put out a big fat lip? Fin Time. Come find us on Mixed African Cichlids on Google+. I will check you out, Fin Time. Debbie Clayton says, where are you, Susan? I am in Birmingham, Alabama. Must be the South. You have that lovely Southern accent. It's funny. I was born and raised in Warrenton, Virginia. I graduated from Shenandoah Valley in Strasburg. I was born in Strasburg, graduated from Warrenton, and I've been in Alabama since 1981 with no return. Sergeant says, Jimmy, no flowers for me, bro. Give Sergeant some flowers. Yep. Lumpy Dog. Hi, Jeremy. I'll give you a poop emoji pie, Jeremy. It's terrible. Be nice, boys. Okay. Jeff's not close to Knoxville. Okay, Knoxville. Knoxville's northeast. Yep. I go through there once a year to go see my mom. She's in Virginia. Debbie says, hope that you don't get flooded, Patty. Yes, Patty. That's our hope and our prayers for you at this time. V-Stag, Victor, hit like and share. Thank you, Victor. Okay, any questions, any stories you want to share? How's the 25 doing, Susan? Angelo, it is doing great. Let me see if I can show it to you. That's the new wild fry that I do believe are striped shiners. That is my natural landscape. It has eco-complete substrate. It has a thin layer of play sand and then an inch of gravel on top. These rocks came out of the creek, by my house. That is Mopani driftwood. And some of these plants are harvested out of the creek as well. This, of course, is a Java fern, and that's been bought at a store. I have a little moss on the edge of that rock right there. Sergeant says, sorry, Susan. It's okay, Jeremy. I love you anyway, and Shishimi too. Dean and Dank's in the house. All right, Dank's Tanks. Hello, Dank. I'm showing everybody some video from the 25 that has wild caught fry in it out of my creek that runs down two sides of my yard. I miss Dank Tanks. Oh, the poop pie. Brian's in the house. Hello, Brian. Welcome to the live stream. I'm showing everyone the 25-gallon with wild caught fry, which I assume are striped shiners. It hasn't been proven yet because they're still about an inch in length, and the ones in the creek are a lot larger than a shiner. If I could cross two guppies perfectly with two, which two would I pick? I would pick the black Moscow and the yellow grass because they produce unique patterns in their tail and in their peduncle and sometimes their dorsal fins. I've had quite a few beautiful fish come out of that. Oh, native tank, sweet, Patty says. Thank you, honey. I also have 3-peppered Corridora in there, which kind of chase those fry around every once in a while, but they don't try to eat them. They just chase them. Angelo says, looking good. Thank you, Angelo. Ruru2 says, how big are those going to get? I don't know, Ruru2. They're mystery fish. Hi, Lynn. Welcome to the stream, sweetheart. I'm showing everyone the 25-gallon natural tank with 9 wild fry in it and 3 peppered Corridoras. Lynn says, hola, Patty. April says, looks really good, Susan. Thank you. All right, back to Susan. Here I am. Yay. Lynn says, hi to Dead Boy, New York City. All right, everyone. I do appreciate that. I wonder if I can show you another video. Let's see. Let's see what this one looks like. You know, this is when I first added the fry. It was still a little cloudy. Look how little they are there. And then that other video, how they've grown. That's my Anubias that I put on top of the driftwood. This one has the filter going, but I don't keep the filter going because I think it's too much current for them. But as they grow, I put it on once a day for about 15-20 minutes, and then I turn it off. And it just spits out all that dirt. All that duckweed. Yep, I have duckweed in every tank now. Thank you. You can't get rid of duckweed. Who'd I miss? Who'd I miss? Patty says, I wonder how big they'll get. Yep, I'm going to give y'all updates every once in a while and let you see how big they are. Let me see if I can. Okay, that's the old one. Let me see this one. There's my Corydoras. They look so natural on those rocks. How long ago was the first video? Can't remember, Debbie. I think I set it up last Thursday. So almost a week, say 5 or 6 days. My memory is bad, Debbie. My goldfish loves eating duckweed. Oh, yes, Ruru too. Mine, matter of fact, I need to take some out to them. Thanks, tanks. April Shaw. I'm good, thank you. I'm going to try again tonight to do an update. Awesome, April. River 2 says I give them a handful every day. Okay, that would be a good idea. Thanks for that suggestion. KP Aquariums at Dank Tanks. What's up, brother? Debbie says I actually grow duckweed in my Endler tank to feed my goldfish. They devour it. Yes, that is a good way to raise duckweed. I have duckweed, like I said, in every tank. I've scooped it out. The funny thing was, last July, I went to, it wasn't July. When did I bring that tank home? I think it was February. This past February, I brought the planted 5-gallon home. And my son-in-law and I and daughter and grandsons and my husband had gone to 3 different local fish stores there in around the Atlanta, Georgia area. And I bought like 6 little batches of, 6 little seedlings of duckweed. And I had given my son-in-law one, but I told him, be careful because, it multiplies kind of crazy and it's hard to get rid of. So he told me within the week he took it out of his tank and threw it away. And all of my duckweed disappeared. I thought I had killed it. And then it came back with a vengeance. And now I have to keep it scooped out of my tanks because it will cut back the lighting on your plants. Somebody says, what's up, Corey? Oh, that's KP. Hey, KP. Yep. And Dank's tank. Let's see. Patty says, I love Corydoras. Want to tickle them. Oh, they're so cute. Dank's tank says, chillin', man. I'm on vacation. Fish Tropic. Hello, Fish Tropic. Fish Tropics in the house, everybody. Is your name Justin or Jason or something like that? I'm an old lady. I don't remember. Ruru2 says, duckweed is one of the best plants for removing nitrates. Yes, it is. It will eat it up. Keep everything balanced. Dead Boy says, whoa, I forgot I was acclimating some shrimp to move to another tank. Well, go take care of it, man. Thanks, tank. Thanks, April. Wish I let's see. I wish I'd let. Could have been better, but I was scrambling to get it on video. Jeff's tank says, yes, it's good for nitrates. That's duckweed. Every day I need to scoop out duckweed and throw it in for my goldfish. Yes, KP. Everybody, watch this video for a few minutes. I will be right back. Chit chat. Okay, I'm back. Angelo, till next time. All right, Angelo, if you have to go, we'll see you, man. I started out this stream tonight for those that are newcomers coming in to explain the culling process and the sad news that I had last night. Everyone knows they've been waiting for me to announce that all of the fish have been culled and put to sleep. And I did about 50 fish last night, and I looked over into the bucket today, and there's still a little fry down in there. So I'm going to watch him. I probably will medicate him and see how he grows. And might not even be a male, could be a female. And I've got a couple females over here in a 5-gallon that I'm watching. I love it because she's a, how do you say it? From the Tequila Sunrise strain, a Micarif. I believe it's called Micarif strain, and then a no color gray female. She's heavy with fry, so I'm going to let her have her fry. And I probably will cull them. I wish I had a turtle. That way nature would be able to keep things balanced. I might have to get a turtle. Patty says, listen, but gotta do some water changes. Okay, Patty. See you, hon. Yeah, I'm just saying, if anyone wants to use it, index sound commission, just like, I don't know, SAS Streamy. Dank, I don't know what y'all are talking about, so I hope somebody can fill me in or just let it go over my head. I'm fine. Okay. But I also started out and mentioned a while ago that the girls did a live stream at the challenge of Sergeant Tank. He challenged the girls to have a live stream that was just all girls. So Sunday afternoon, Priscilla, Kayla, Abby, and myself did a stream, and you can check out the stream on Priscilla's channel. So let me see if I can find Priscilla. I think I closed it. I either closed it or it closed itself. But anyway. But I have some good news. I'm expecting a trio of guppies to come in that I ordered from a fellow Fish Fam member. And I will do an unboxing when they come in. They're due in tomorrow morning, and I can't wait because I've been setting up this 5-gallon tank right here for them. And it is cycled at Combs' suggestion. I got some media out of my goldfish mini pond and squeezed it in there. And I've checked the water perimeters. And the nitrates were a little high this morning, but there was no ammonia. So I did a 40% water change. And I will also test the water again in the morning. And I've got the heater set up. Everything, this one has been sterilized, so I know that it's a clean environment for my newcomers. And over here in this tank, right here, is my breeding trio for the tuxedo dragon. And it is father with 2 daughters. And there is a breeding basket also in there that has 1 fry in it that I rescued from the dying female that had the smiley face on her dorsal fin. I don't know if y'all remember her or not, but she was dying with dropsy, and I massaged her belly, and I had 2 fry that survived. The others were stillborn, and then she passed away, but someone ate one of the fry. So I don't know if a shrimp crawled up there and sucked it out, or if one of the adults sucked it out of the vents in the side of the breeder box. But I do have one that has survived, and he's growing well. And I've been keeping the water changed in all of these tanks. Hello, Dwayne. Welcome, hon. And I'm excited because I have a new start. I've gotten rid of the culls that I had to put to sleep last night, and it was sad for me, and I cried a little bit at the beginning of the stream, but everybody's been so good to pick me up and encourage me, give me hugs, and show me love. And it's just part of the life of a fish keeper. And when disease hits, you have to either hit it aggressively with everything you've got, or start over. I am not quitting. I am a hobbyist for life, okay? Ruru2 says get one of Jimmy's turtles. I could get one of Jimmy's turtles, or do you know Carlos at the Fish Nerd? He has 4 little turtles. I'm thinking of, I got to study some more. My husband would die if I came home with a turtle. No, he wouldn't. Dean says, all girls live stream was wonderful. Thanks, Dean. Dean, if you can find Priscilla's channel video and link it here, others can also go and view it. So if you can find it, honey, I'd appreciate it. Dwayne says, I concur. Thanks, Dwayne. Will, Louisiana Cichlid is listening and doing water changes. Well, I hope I don't lull you to sleep, okay? But have fun doing your water changes. Watch out for any new babies in the gravel. Dean says, love you, Susan. We're always here for you. Big hugs. Thanks, Dean. Dwayne says, that's the spirit. That's right. I'm a diehard fish keeper. One thing I found out fish keeping. If you have a handicap, it is difficult unless you have help. But they have so many systems out now, canister filters, wet dry sumps, auto water changes, and if it gets so bad that you can't do the maintenance part for your hobby, you know, there are people that want, you know, that you can hire to actually come in at least once a month and do your maintenance. And so, you know, there's so many, and I'm sure there's plenty of advice here in the chat room tonight that can give us ideas that if you have physical handicaps, if you suffer with depression, if you just need a pick-me-up in life, start with a BETTA. Go get you a little BETTA, put it in a 1.5, 2-gallon aquarium, feed it, you know, a couple times a day. Go talk to it, go watch it, listen to the slow current of the trickling of the water, and it is proven to bring blood pressure down. It has proven to bring people up out of depression, and I am a supporter of that. Sergeant Tank, you know, there's different ones of us that have gone through, you know, tragedies and traumatic situations in our life. And I think fish keeping hobby is a winner, to be therapeutic and enjoyable. Debbie says, Susan, you are so kind to massage that female to save the fry. Not many people would go to those lengths for guppy fry. Thank you, Debbie. I was rooting for that girl to make it because she was so unique. She had a mosaic pattern in her caudal fin, and I didn't notice it, but I believe it was either the fish nerd or maybe Sam. I can't remember Sam's call name right now, but someone noticed when I filmed her that she had a smiley face in her dorsal fin. And I'm going to look and see if I can find her. Susan's beyond sweet. I'll be back. Hang in there. I'm going to look for a picture of my girl, if it doesn't take too long. And there was, Debbie, there was something about that fish that her first brood were all stillborn. And I'm like, what's up with this fish? She was so egg bound or fry bound that and because of the smiley face on her dorsal fin, I didn't want to lose her. But I did. You know, I did everything I could. I gave her salt baths. I gave her medication. You know, I fought for her and treated her the best I could. She had the best foods, and I'm trying to find her. Hope I don't bore you all. Wish I had some. Is there any music playing? Am I talking on the video? Well, I can't find it right now. She might even be down in the nope, that's not her. Oh boy. Never mind. I can't find it right now. But anyway, if I find her, I'll post her later. Jane Tanked. Hello, Jane. Welcome to the stream. This is my first time on your channel, and I thought you were in SLC. Yes, that is a joke that Bob at Steamfight Aquatics, and of course, you know, Charles Fish Tanks, they love that joke. SLC, Salt Lake City Aquatics. But nope, I'm not in Salt Lake City. I know everyone here knows you, but would you tell me how you got started in the hobby? Thanks. Jane, I don't mind telling you that story. I want to welcome you. Everybody welcome Jane Tanked. And if she's got a channel, you know, subscribe to her channel and support her. Honey, I started in the hobby over 2 years ago. I had fish as a child, and I had guppies given to me, wild caught guppies, which are now endlers. But back in the day, they were called guppies. And I started as a teenager, probably 12 or 13 years old. And I've had a large tank given to me as an adult, kind of like when I moved into the house, there was a 55-gallon tank there, and it had a few fish in it, and I added some community fish. And then I would say about 20 years went by, and I did not have any fish. And so January of 2015, I started keeping my first guppies again. So that's how it started, and I started with store-bought guppies, and now all of the guppies that I have are my own raised guppies. I've sold guppies. I take guppies into my local fish store for store credit, but recently I've had some bad news, and I've had to cull most of my strains due to internal bacterial infections that I couldn't seem to get rid of. It seems like I would treat them and everybody would do well for about 3 months, and then they would start dying of dropsy and before they gave birth, and they quit having fry, and it just went on and on from tank to tank, and it got exhausting. So I culled most of them. I kept a few select that I've already treated with medications and sterilized their tanks. So that is my story. I'm here tonight to share with everyone the life of the fish keeper in my story. And everybody's been supportive. They've given me hugs. They've seen my 25-gallon natural tank with 9 wild-caught fry. So I tried to catch you up real quick, Jane. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. KP thought I was from SLC too. Okay, the story is out, everybody. It's a big joke. I'm not from Salt Lake City. I am from Birmingham, Alabama, and the SLC stands for my initials, Susan, middle initial L, and my last name is Core, C-O-R-E. SLC Aquatics, that's me. You know how Bob and Charles and Jimmy and Corey loved to joke, and that was a good one. Let's see, Dwayne says, I think we need to start having judges take young gang members that have been convicted of some smaller crimes, sentence them to keeping a fish alive for 6 months before they have to serve time. Dwayne, that is good. Because you know they're doing the pit bull thing. So now if they can keep a fish alive for 6 months, that's a good challenge. Teach them the value of life first, and if they kill the fish, they serve the time. Amen. I concur. Hashtag I concur. You might be onto something there, Dwayne. Everybody says, yep, they like that idea. KP says, Dwayne, they should be really delicate fish, though. I'm like Dwayne. I don't know. I think that's too hard because a really delicate fish, I'm going to kill it. So do I serve the time? Oh, Dean says, hi, Jane tanked with 2 smiley faces. Debbie says, welcome, Jane. Patty says, welcome, Jane. Dean H says, that's why we love you. It's your openness and honesty. You're so humble and lovely. And I'm red as a beet tonight. My goodness. It's probably because it's almost 80 degrees in this room. And I forgot to move my fan closer. Fortunately, the happy parts of pet keeping far outweighs the sad parts. It can, Debbie. A lot of times, people can get off to the wrong start. And I wanted to talk tonight also about, there's many people who participates in our chats on our live streams that don't have fish because they're afraid to make that first step. They're curious about the hobby. They've always wanted to keep fish. They didn't know how to get started. So I want to just let you know, a while ago I said it, go rescue a BETTA from Walmart, get a 2-gallon tank, put a little gravel down in there, put a heater in there, And if you can get one of those small little filters, I have I bought, this is not a picture of the filter, but it's the BETTA filter. I don't know if y'all can see that. By Elive, E-L-I-V-E. And it, I don't have it right now because it's over here in the tank. But it looks, there's different kinds. This one's a stump. And it has a little filter on the inside. And the stump covers it, and you hook it up to an air pump with an air line. And it just gives you a little bit of filtration in that 2-gallon tank. And anyway, that will get you started on fish keeping. And that little BETTA will be so happy that you rescued it out of that little cup. But if you get started on the wrong foot, Debbie, you can be very discouraged. And some people, challenge accepted. Was that a challenge? Jimmy, you know I am so simple-minded and naive. Y'all have to explain things. What challenge has been put out? Fill me in. Also, if you do get off on the wrong foot and you feel like giving up, don't give up. Operation BETTA Rescue. Thank you, Jimmy. Yep, that's what I'm getting ready to do too. I think I'm going to get me another BETTA. Everybody in the fish room, let's go this week and pick up a BETTA from Walmart and rescue it. Spread the word. Operation BETTA Rescue. If it wasn't, it is now. All right, it's official. Everyone who can. If you can't, then don't worry about it. But if you can go rescue a BETTA from Walmart, get a BETTA this week, and let's rescue them. I'll be going Thursday. I might even start my grandson out in the fish hobby. If you haven't seen my video of my grandson's documentary of my fish, look for that video. Check it out. He's 3 years old, and I believe it will give him something to do. Well, PetSmart, Petco, Walmart, you know they all have them in a cup. I'll stream tomorrow and let everyone know. Yay, Jimmy! Yay! Down the wormholes in the house. BETTAs are the best. Don't need more. LOL. 2 baby batches right now. All right. Did you rescue your first BETTAs or did you special order them? Jeff's Tanks My Way says, Inglorious BETTAs would love this. Yes! I forgot about her. She would love it. Patty says, local fish store. Okay, because the nearest Walmart's an hour away. All right. PetSmart, Walmart, LFS, anywhere that has BETTA in a cup, go rescue it. Fish Tropics. Susan, I'm sorry you had to deal with an infection. I would suggest to you, from breeding my own line of fish for the last couple years, you need to see if you can obtain Proform C levomycin. Yes, I can get levomycin from Aquabin, and I've had it. And yep, I'll get the little powder form and keep some in my medicine cabinet. Does everybody believe you need a medicine cabinet for your fish? Yes. And just like Lucas at L.R. Brett's just went through a horrible episode, losing his arowana, which we won't talk about. and his angels. It happens, and it can just happen all of a sudden. So don't don't beat yourself up. We all do, though. We beat ourselves up like, what did I do wrong? And you do. Like Dwayne says, find out what the cause of it was to the best of your ability and correct it and improve it. And don't repeat the bad thing, but repeat the good. Start getting good habits going. Like, don't cross contaminate your nets. Don't cross contaminate your gravel vacs unless you rinse your gravel vacs with disinfectant, a bleach mixture or a vinegar water mixture, you know, and keep your nets separate as much as possible unless you let them dry out. Don't dip, double dip, don't double dip. Let's see. Patty says if everyone gets one, we save 20 bettas. Is that how many's in here tonight? Awesome. Okay, they are pet store bettas for sure. Yay, down the wormhole. Rescued bettas. I had one 6 or 7 months ago. Had him for about 3 months. I bought him from my local fish store. I paid too much for him because I think it was $15. But he was beautiful. He was a crown tail. Yep, a tricolor crown tail, and he was too shy. He couldn't stand me to come up to the tank, except I was feeding him. But he was beautiful. Let me see. Dean says the Petco by my house keep their bettas in a cup with tiny little water. I know. I talked to store manager many times about housing the bettas in a better way. It doesn't work. They have their system, and they only do the minimal. Fish tropic. Most nasty bugs cannot be cured from API products or any other medication due to the lack of infectiveness or infected. You need to kill all bacteria, disease, and then internal. Yes. Thanks for your advice. It's golden. I told everybody earlier that I was going to save this chat not only to find out where we're from, but the advice that's given on here is just exceptional. I appreciate it so much. Debbie says Petco has the biggest selection, but I was sorry to see that they are selling baby bettas now. They look too young to be ready for sale in any situation like that. Yeah, and I'm not a very experienced betta person, so a lot of times they could sell me a male juvenile and it not be a male at all. It could be a female. I have problems sexing bettas. Jeff's Tank says, then the stores will stock more bettas. LOL. Yeah, if they stock more bettas, it's going to be a non-ending cycle, but we can rescue one or more. Mr. Science Geek is in the house. Sorry I'm late. I honestly have notifications turned on and never got one shaking my fist at YouTube. Hey, y'all. Hey, Rick, how you doing tonight? I saw your video on your 20 long tank. Congratulations. Fish Tropic. Susan, please do contact your local store and see if they can order you some Proform C. You will be kissing me for it. Okay, honey. I'll check my local fish store and see if he can order it. And I will price it first because sometimes the local fish store will kick the price up when at Aquabed I can get it a lot cheaper. Debbie says that is true, Jeff. Tawny says, hey, Mr. Science Geek. All right, Rick, we're going to recap a little bit on what we've been talking about tonight. First of all, the subject tonight is the life of a fish keeper. And everybody knows that knows me and follows me that I've been going through bacteria infections in my females, and now it's starting to hit my males. So I culled most of my fish and I put them to sleep last night. I kept a few select, which I have medicated. I've broken down several of my tanks and sterilized them. And now I'm not overstocked, and my tanks are clean and pure, and healthy. And I also am preparing this 5-gallon tank right here for a trio that I'm receiving tomorrow from a fellow fish keeper. And I will do an unboxing, and I hope and pray that everybody makes the trip. It is a half moon mosaic trio. Um, and I showed everyone my 25-gallon natural tank with the 9 wild caught fry in it and my 3 peppered Corydoras. And we have put out a new challenge, Mr. Science Geek. Everyone go to your Walmart, Petco, PetSmart, local fish store, and rescue. The challenge is rescue. Oh, Jimmy, I can't remember. The challenge is um, BETTA Rescue, Rick. We are rescuing bettas, at least one betta. This week we're all getting, those of us that can, we're buying a betta and rescuing them out of that little cup, putting them in at least a 2-gallon aquarium, and we're going to rescue a betta this week. You said, I'm feeling pretty blessed to be teaching where I teach with supportive families like that. Yes, you are blessed, and that is awesome. And it just gets better and better every day, doesn't it? He says, oh, you know it, Deb. Looking forward to summer. One of the perks of the job. Operation BETTA Rescue. Thank you, Dean. I get tongue-tied. My memory is this big. It can't remember. Anyway, I'm thankful for what I do remember. I don't know if Bob's still listening or Jeremy. I think Jeremy had to leave. Debbie says, I know, I'm a teacher too. 18 days and 4 hours of school days left, but who is counting? That's awesome. Rick says, looking forward to that unboxing video. I'm on board for that beta challenge. Yes. So is that number 21, y'all? Patty says, Operation BETTA Rescue. Yes, Patty, thank you. All right, anything else? Jason at Fish Tropics says, get some Pro Form C Levomycel HCI for those internal parasite worms, well known as Camellinus worms, that will wipe out your whole stock. Shishimi says, nice. Sergeant says, I'm here, Susan. Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy, I'm going to try to relax more like you and come from the heart. I get nervous. I can't look at the camera. I look down. I turn red. I'm all flushed. Jeremy, even though I am a minister and have had experience like you've had with youth groups and stuff, I still get bashful, and sometimes I get tongue-tied. Jane Tanked is in the house, and she's asked me to tell how I got started in the hobby and how I started with guppies. And I started with guppies and ghost shrimp because I found it so fascinating. I had never heard of ghost shrimp, when I was a kid. And Jeremy says, I'm great. Thanks, hon. Oh, Debbie says, bummer, money always comes first, though. Patty says, oh, I need to reseal a 5-gallon. Hope it works. Patty, my fingers are crossed for you, honey. Watch a couple resealing videos if you have to. I myself have not resealed an aquarium since I've been an adult, but as a child, I tried and it failed. But I didn't know about removing all of it. Anyway, you learn. We live and learn. I know more now. I don't know if I'd have the patience to do it. I'd beg my husband to do it because he cooks excellently. April says, I will also try that, Susan, on the Betta Challenge. My LFS is at least an hour away. All right, this week, everybody, go ahead, April, as much as you can. And if you can get more than one, videotape it, and let's rescue more, but at least try to get one. Jeremy is the king of live streams, Dean says. I think so too. I agree. I concur. Hashtag I concur. Tawny Morin, true story at Dean. April says, I concur, Dean. Fish Tropic, hey Susan, if this infection is in the room, more than likely the other fish are infected also. I would jump on treating all tanks to make sure nothing will pass. Yes, Justin, I have broken down all of my tanks and sterilized them with a bleach solution and also with vinegar, of course, with several rinsings. I've rinsed substrate. I've washed off all decor and recycled all of my tanks. Dead Boy says, I have an empty 5-gallon also. And Sergeant Tank is laughing at Dean. Jeremy is the king of live streams. But I think it's awesome for all of us to get together here. And the ladies that have joined us, like Patty and April and Tawny and Jane and Nisi was here. Nisi is at her son's graduation tonight, but I don't see Abby. I don't see Short and Anxious. I don't see Cape Cod. There's Combs Aquatics. Hi, honey. How's the new tank today? Thank you very much for your advice. I said, as long as you do this hobby, you know what to do, but sometimes you just draw a blank. When you suggested the filter media from my goldfish mini pond to seed this 5-gallon tank, it just was like a light bulb going off in my head. So I did that. I put I squeezed it out, and I put the filter media back in my goldfish tank. And this morning my nitrate was a little high. It was at 40. So I wanted it to come down just a little bit. So I did a 40% water change, and I'm going to test my perimeters again in the morning, and they should be where I want them, about 20. So thank you so much, Combs Aquatics. I appreciate it. April says, I have some levomycel I could send you if you'd like. I got it from Angels Plus. April, I appreciate it. Right now, I'm not having any of the parasite worms. I'm having internal bacteria. So I've culled all of the fish that that I'm going to cull, and I'm just going to treat the other ones with, well, I've treated the other ones with General Cure antibiotics and X. So they're not showing worms, they're showing bacterial infections. So that's what I was treating. Debbie says, I admire you, Susan, for not quitting the hobby after a rough start like that. Yeah, Debbie, I think if I had had all of this 2 years ago, I think I was I 6 months into it? Yeah, I was about 8 months into it when it hit. Yeah, if I had and I started with 2 20-gallon tanks, so I don't think I was going to quit anyway. I would have just broke it down and started over. I should have broke it down and started it over then. But like many of us, I got impatient and rushed the process, and you can't really rush it. You have to be patient. Down the wormhole is a woman. Down the wormhole. Yay, girl. All right. All girls, I got sidetracked. All girls are invited to participate in an all-girl live stream. And if you know Priscilla, who did the artwork for the auction, and if anybody of my mods have that information about the auction on that artwork, I believe it's come down half price. And the money from the proceeds from that auction goes towards the GoFundMe account for the fishermen at Peru through Corey and through Priscilla. So if y'all know Priscilla, if you know Kayla C., and if you know Abby, the Red Wolf, we were on a live stream Sunday. We broke the ice and did a live stream together. So I'm inviting all of the ladies to send me your email address. We do it through Google's Hangout. So if you don't have that app downloaded on your computer or on your phone, do so, and you can receive invites into a live stream, an actual live stream. And if you have any questions of how to operate, we will be glad to talk you through it. And don't know when the next one is. I might do an impromptu, but send me your email address so that I can give you an invite. And my email is score48@yahoo.com, and I will post it. It's on the screen. Okay, that's my email. So send me your email, ladies, and we will, thanks, Jeremy, we will be glad to have you participate in the next all-girl live stream. And we're going to talk about our fish hobby. We're going to answer questions to the best of our ability. And if we don't know the answers, the experts in the chat will help you out. And I will do my best to research it on the web. Sergeant Tank posted a link on the artwork, the Dutch auctions. The Amazon Research Center artwork. Thank you, Jeremy. At Sergeant Tank. April says, doing good. Thank you, Combs. Combs says, can I join if I wear a dress and wig, Susan? You know, that question came up in a different atmosphere, and the answer was no. No hurt feelings, no intentions to hurt anyone's feelings. But it is going to be a girl-only thing, and I think we talked about doing it once a month, but each one of us doing it each week or something. So I'm going to try some earlier hours, like maybe tomorrow morning. I might try something in the middle of the morning or mid-afternoon just to see how much participation I get. So I believe Sergeant Tank put this challenge out for the all-girls stream. I think he did. So Jeremy, if you have any other components to the stream, you know, you can mention that here while we're all present. Dean says, yes, we need more pretty lady faces on our computer or phone screens. Oh, Life with Pets is in the house. Hello, Sheila. It's good to see more ladies in the hobby. Yes, it is. And honey, if you heard my announcement, please send me your email address so that you can participate with us on our live stream for girls only. Debbie says, go for it, Combs Aquatics. Combs says, but seriously, you go, ladies. I'm currently trying to get my girlfriend interested in the hobby. Awesome. Do you all know Love Diesel and Amanda? I told them about it, and Rob says he was going to try to get Amanda into it also. So that's going to be neat because it's not just fish, it's shrimp and turtles and who's ever in the aquatic hobby, and even plant keepers. I'd like to even, you don't have to keep fish just to participate in this, even though we say hashtag fish fam. Just like Jeremy, he has crayfish, which he has a horrible challenge at how many subs, Jeremy? Is it 100,000 subs or 10,000? 10,000 subs? Hi, Sheila. Thank you for saying hi. Combs says, ha ha ha. Yeah, she only really likes the Dalmatian molly fry. Hoo. David's Fish Tanks is in the house. Hello. Short and Anxious is in the house. Hi, honey. Hi, Nicole. How you doing? I'm so glad you made it. I guess I've been going, coming up on 2 hours. I'm glad you made it. I just made the announcement short that Priscilla and Kayla C. and Abby, the Red Wolf, and I did our first all ladies live stream on Sunday. And so I want all of the ladies to send their email addresses either to me or to Priscilla. And I think Kayla's going to try and do it next so that whenever we get together and you're available, that you can participate in our live stream about the fish hobby. And like I was saying just now, you don't have to keep fish. You could keep shrimp. You could keep plants. You could keep turtles. You could even keep reptiles. Let's just talk about our hobby. Combs said that would be an amazing stream. Life with Pets. Gotta go. I'll send you my email, Susan. Thank you, Sheila. Have a good day, honey. Thank you for coming by and joining the stream. Sergeant Tank, great idea, man. Wink, said Dean. Debbie says, I'm trying to get my boyfriend interested in the hobby, but no luck so far. Instead of goldfish and guppies, maybe I should get a manly fish. Get a large 125-gallon tank and put a pacu in there. That would get his interest. And tell him, honey, that's just for you. That's your man fish. Anybody else got some suggestions for Debbie? 1,000 subs. I wish 100,000. Okay, Jeremy, I'm sorry. You know I'm not any good on memory. I don't even remember what my subs are right now. I have been getting quite a bit. I think I'm reaching for 500, but I'm not close to 500 yet. Short says I'm good. She says, I missed the all girls first live stream. Yeah, it's on Priscilla's channel. So check on Priscilla's channel. Somebody, some of the mods, go to Priscilla's channel and pull up the stream for that we did on Sunday, please, and post the link so that other people can see it. There was 2 streams. There was one we got disconnected, and then actually Kayla and I kept talking, but because Priscilla started the stream and she got disconnected, she came back and did a second one, and we continued with her. So Combs says, or some shrimp. Shrimp are awesome, hence 2 tanks dedicated to them. Short and Anxious says, Debbie, maybe a puffer or a gar. Ooh. April says, I really hope you don't run out of those kits before I can get one at Sergeant Tank. What kit are you talking about? I missed something. Mr. Geek, Science Geek says, I'm going to announce my 1,000 sub challenge tonight on my live stream. What time do you start? You're going to start after me? Jane Tank says, Green Dragon Pleco. Ooh. How large do those get, Jane? Do they get a foot? April says, hey there, Short and Anxious. And Debbie Clayton says, I've been considering an Oscar because I like fish that are interactive with your owner. Oscars and, somebody help me. What is Humphrey? Humphrey is a flower horn. Flower horns are very lovely pets. You can train them, you can play with them. Oh, I haven't had one, but I'm watched Deb Tim. And if you don't know Deb Tim, check out her YouTube channel. It's Deb Tim. And her name is Deb Tim, the Canadian girl. And check out her channel and look at her flower horn. Humphrey is his name. Mr. Science Geek, yes, after you're done, don't want to step on any toes or fins. So, bloop, 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 bloop. David Fish Tank says, Susan, how are your fish? Are they still sick? My sick ones have gone to sleep, David. I put them to sleep last night. It was very difficult. It got me emotional at the beginning of the stream tonight. If it was over 50 or up to 50 fish last night. And the ones that I have been treated, have been sterilized. Their tanks have been sterilized. I've kept the trio here, which are my tuxedo dragon flame tails. Over here are 3 of his juveniles growing out. They have snakeskin patterns, so I'm holding them and may be taking them to the local fish store. But if I could get some good pictures of them, you all would scream at me and tell me, no, don't give them away. And then this tank here is a 5-gallon that I'm preparing to receive a trio, a half moon mosaic trio from a fellow fish fam member, which I will reveal in the unboxing. They're supposed to come in tomorrow. And then my other 5-gallon right here has my neon tetras and my autosynclus and my zebra nearite snail in it. So everybody's doing good right now. I've gotten over the emotional part and everything's clean. Everything's supposed to be disease free. And of course, the ones that I have treated and watching, if they go sour, they will be culled also. It will be broken back down and sterilized and recycled, and we'll make room for a BETTA somewhere. Let's see. David's fish tanks. Tammy Peterson's in the house. Hello, Tammy. Welcome, honey. You missed the announcement about the all-girl live streams. Girls who want to participate in the live stream, send me your email address. And if you don't have the Google Hangouts app, download it on your computer or on your smartphone and send your email to my email address right here, score48@yahoo.com. And the next time we do a stream, I will send you an email invitation, and you will be able to participate, and we can have up to 10 girls at the same time talking about the fish hobby and everything, Tammy. So I hope that you'll be interested in participating and have fun with us. Priscilla and Kayla C. and Abby the Red Wolf and I did one on Sunday, so you can check out Priscilla's channel and watch the video and see what we talked about, see how we did, see how we answered questions. And anyway, we're going to have some more fun with it. April Shaw's still available. David's fish tank, sorry to hear that. Yes, David, thank you. April Shaw, awesome. Jeremy. Jane Tank, thanks for the stream. All the best, Susan. Till next time, fish family. Thank you, Jane. And good to see you. And stay tuned and stay connected and happy fishing. Fish on. Combs Aquatics says, Susan, may I ask how you go about your culls in a situation like that? I recently had to cull some fish myself. Well, honey, if it's a small group, you can use the clove oil. Some people behead their fish, and I would suggest that for larger fish, like fish the size of your hand, like a large goldfish or large cichlids. Some people use clove oil. I used oils last night, but it was too many fish and they were struggling. So I did the old school way and I put them in a container and I put them in my deep freeze. And some people would say that's cruel because they do have gill burns and stuff like that. But being tropical fish, cold water um, actually will shorten their life because their bodies shut down. But because they were already treated with oil and weakened, it just put them to sleep and, finished the process. I've watched a video at Solid Gold Aquatics when she was describing how to euthanize with clove oil. So the way I did it last night was with oil, and they were struggling too much, so I went ahead and put them in my deep freezer and put them to sleep that way. If it's just one or two, it's not bad. But I had almost 50 fish last night, so it was best to do it the way I did it. And it's old school, but it was the most effective. And even if I had turtles or other large uh, carnivorous fish, I would not have fed my fish to them because of the bacterial infections that have been showing up in the strains. So I would not have passed the bacteria away. The best way to do is to just cut it off. So yes, that's difficult for me to talk about, but that is the way I did it. Dean H. All girls live stream link from this past Sunday. Thank you, Dean. Saw the one on Sunday. It looked great. Thanks, Tammy. Everybody's saying bye to Jane. Well, it's almost 8 o'clock. I started a few minutes after 6. I'm going to close out my stream tonight. And if Mr. Science Geek wants to stream, I'm going to jump over there. If Jeremy at Sergeant Tank streams again tonight, we're just going to jump back and forth and support one another's streams tonight. I thank you all for coming out and listening to my story of the life of a fish keeper. And don't forget the challenge for Operation BETTA Rescue. And if you all did not hear about that, I'll finalize that right now. We've chosen this week to rescue a betta from our local fish store, from Walmart, from our Petco, from our local fish store. And when you rescue that betta, get at least a 2-gallon tank. Get a heater and get a small little filter for that aquarium. A sponge filter would be fine. And this week, let's rescue a betta. We love you guys. We'll see you all on the next stream next week, Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central Time. And just pay attention to the notifications. One of us, Priscilla, Kayla, or me, are going to go live. And we're going to invite the girls in on a Google Hangout stream. So happy fish keeping, happy shrimp keeping, happy plant keeping. Whatever your hobby is, we love you, Fish Fam. God bless you. Operation BETTA Rescue. Mwah.